My name is Gerry Monroe and I am from Houston, Texas. Today, what brings me to Austin is I'm seeking change in public education. Our children have been ignored. The parents have been ignored for far too long. I know in the Houston Independent School District, for over the last 30 years, we've been ignored. So that's why I've come to Austin, because I'm not taking it anymore as a parent. What drives me to be a part of this movement is clearly understanding that all children are important. Not to allow a child to have a quality education is a problem for me. You cannot look for your next set of senators, your next set of congressmen, doctors, lawyers, if these children are not educated in the proper manner. Urban education has been swept aside to a point that it has gotten really, really ridiculous. So I am not about to sit by anymore and watch this systematic program that's in place to destroy our children continue to exist. What I've seen is I ask a question all the time. I am actually the executive director of a very unique community group, the United Urban Alumni Association. And what I see is I see a school district it's not in the kid business. It's in the real estate business. They spend a lot of time dealing with the real estate aspect of the school district than they do with the children. I've seen children walk out of schools because they felt they were unsafe. And I saw a district retaliate against those children. You know, you have children screaming that we can't learn in the classroom or that you're not teaching us enough. You know, kids are starting to ask questions like, you know, how can I graduate with a 4.0 GPA and then I show up at the college across the street and I have to take all remedial courses? Because they're not learning anything. So we have to find something, and I think we found it, that can change that aspect of the game. But I've just saw in the last 5 or 6 years, I've saw a school district that blatantly ignores the parents, ignores the concerns of the parents, but more importantly, ignores the students. A lot of the decisions in our school district over the last 7 or 8 years, you've had a lot of schools that have been shut down. And right now we're facing a major shutdown in the next 2 or 3 years. A lot of schools should go down. If this law would have been in place 5 or 6 years ago, we could have saved at least 20 to 25 schools. Everybody seems to know what is best for our children. Everybody seems to know, but everything that they implement doesn't work. Every single program that they brought in, it has failed. So if that's the case, your margin of error with me is really, really small. So I really, at this point, I don't trust the system. I have no desire to gain any trust in the system because I am seeing black children, I'm seeing brown children, I'm seeing Caucasian children that at the end of the day, the school district does not care about them. It only cares about lining its pockets. And for me, I'm kind of old school. These are just, what they're doing is borderline criminal. It's borderline criminal what they're doing to these kids. So when I think about it, you can't steal all the money. You got to give something to the kids. But if you take a test, which we're oversaturated with these state mandated tests, but on test day, the school can't even supply the number 2 pencils that the kids need to take the test with. So for me, I think this law would help give that voice once again back to the parents that would say, especially at my old high school, we're going through it now, that would say this administration has failed these children. They need to go. We need something new, something refreshed. And then, I'll end it with this. Being a football fan, I've seen the one aspect of the game that changed in the last 20 years is sometimes you have to bring in a young, innovative mind. Somebody that can come in fresh with new ideas that can make that team move. And this law is like a brand new coach. It's like a brand new coach. And if we can get this bill passed, I think it may set a precedent. In the state of Texas, I know it's worked in other areas. And I've heard people the last week say, you shouldn't do it, you shouldn't do it. Well, can you tell me why? Can you tell me why we shouldn't try it? We've tried everything else. So I think that it would be great to be able to walk into a boardroom and they say, well, we're going to shut your school down. And as a parent, I tell them, no, you're not. No, you're not. What you're going to do is exactly what my tax dollars say should have been done a long time ago. You're going to sit down. You're going to give these kids exactly what they need, which is a quality education, no matter what color these babies are. They deserve a fair chance just like everybody else.